5 women, including 2 actresses who worked on The Cosby Show, filed a lawsuit against Bill Cosby this week, accusing him of sexual assault and abuse. They're suing under a new law in New York, which grants adult survivors of sexual abuse a 1-year window to sue their alleged abusers, even if the statute of limitations has expired. A spokesman for Cosby calls the lawsuit, quote, frivolous, saying in a statement, quote, as we have always stated, and now America sees, that this isn't about justice for victims of alleged sexual assault, but it's all about money. We believe that the courts, as well as the court of public opinion, will follow the rules and law and relieve Mr. Cosby of these alleged accusations. Mr. Cosby continues to vehemently deny all allegations waged against him and looks forward to defending himself in court. Joining us now is Jordan Merson. He's the lawyer representing the 5 women accusing Cosby. Jordan, thank you so much for being here. So I understand that this new law in New York suddenly gives these women the opportunity to try to hold Bill Cosby accountable for what they say he did in sexually assaulting them. But some of their accusations go back decades. So 3 of the women's cases go back to the 1980s. One goes back to the 1960s. How do you plan to present evidence to prove your case?
Thanks for having me. But yeah, I mean, the Adult Survivors Act followed on the heels of the Child Victims Act, which was the New York law that allowed victims of child sexual abuse to sue as recently as a year or 2 ago as a result of sexual abuse that took place many decades ago. So we have quite a bit of experience in litigating cases for events that took place years ago. And, you know, we look forward to prosecuting these cases. We're very confident.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying about the Children's Sex Act, and that makes perfect sense. But just, I mean, is it fair to say that there's no physical evidence and that you will be basing it on what these women told other people contemporaneously? I mean, it must be challenging if you're talking about something that happened in the 1960s with people's memories, as well as some people not being around.
Well, I think you'd be surprised. I mean, first of all, these women have all come forward. Their testimony is evidence. There have been prior cases filed against Mr. Cosby. Some of his prior statements will be evidence against him. And there's a whole discovery process that we will go through and be requesting documentary evidence as well as verbal evidence in the form of deposition testimony. So, you know, and you have 5 women coming forward who are filing lawsuits, and you also have, as you're well aware, a lot of other women who have come forward and made similar allegations against Mr. Cosby. Yeah. So we think there is a lot of evidence in this case.
Oh, yeah. CNN knows of 50 women who have come forward to make very, very similar accusations. These women didn't know each other, most of them, but they have eerily similar stories about what they say Bill Cosby did. Also, interestingly, Jordan, you're not just suing Bill Cosby, you're suing NBC as well as basically the studios that produced The Cosby Show. So here's what you say in the complaint. Defendants, NBC Universal Media, LLC, Kaufman Astoria Studios, and the Carsey Warner Company condoned and encouraged Bill Cosby's sexual abuse, assault, and or battery of women, including on company premises, by doing nothing to stop it, despite knowledge of his serial sexual abuse of women, and by providing Bill Cosby with staff and facilities to groom and sexually abuse women. So, Jordan, how did this work? I mean, how did it work that these studios or that NBC aided in this?
Well, as set forth in the complaint, and we go into pretty explicit detail. New York State is a notice pleading, has a notice pleading requirement, and we had very specific facts in the complaint that establish what we know at this point, even without the benefit of discovery. When someone like Frank Scotti comes forward and provided interviews and a statement about what occurred during the Cosby Show. So, and we also have, again, what our clients described to us as what took place on the Cosby Show, that this was, as we allege in the complaint, going on right in front of their eyes, where Mr. Cosby would, you know, have these women in his dressing room, and, you know, at least one of our clients repeated and made clear, as we say in the complaint, did not want to go. and no one helped her.
You just heard Cosby's lawyer say this is not about sexual assault, it's all about the money. What's your response?
Well, I mean, it's an unfortunate comment by his side, not unexpected, but these women all want justice. The Adult Survivors Act gives them the opportunity to pursue their claims in court. And, you know, they're all looking for their day in court, and they're looking forward. I mean, yesterday, when we filed the lawsuit, was a bittersweet day for them all. Some of them have waited a very long time to be able to pursue justice, and they now have that opportunity. So we disagree with the statements made by Mr. Cosby's side, and we too look forward to proceeding with this case in court.
Jordan Merson, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
So fascinating, Alisyn. I mean, just the idea